Yeah. Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome to a lab session by Nocode Africa. Um, it's actually in the night, so we don't really expect a lot of people. Just a job. Welcome. Yeah. So let's just wait for a couple of minutes to see if at all we can have more persons join. Okay. So while we're still waiting, just a job. Do you have any challenge with your project? If you have any challenge with your project, just drop a comment so that I can know. And Emeka, welcome. Yeah, good to have you here. Um, Emeka, do you have any issue with your project and you need assistance with it? So that I can drop the link to the studio so you can join and share your screen. I won't be able to share my screen now, so no power to charge my gadget. Oh, okay, I understand. Okay, but can you describe what your situation is? Like, can you describe the problem you had? I could make assumption and maybe present on my own side to address it or something. If you have any issue at all. Yeah, Crispin, welcome. Sage Health, welcome. Yeah. My name on the GC is Andax. I came to observe and jot things down. Okay. All right, no problem. Welcome, Andax. Okay. So we're also hoping to see other persons who would actually have like a real issue in their project so that we can try to offer solutions to it. Right. So Jesse Joba, do you have any issue at all? Please drop a comment if you do. Sage Health, Emeka, can you describe the issue you had in as a text? Then maybe I could try to understand it and maybe present from my own end, possibly. Okay, we'll wait for the next. Just Joba said she doesn't understand. Okay, I haven't gotten a hang of today's class. Okay. Um, okay, so maybe we could like go through it again, right? But now we don't have a lot of persons here. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do right now is I will present my screen and try to just offer some basic explanation again. Okay, so let's see. Um, okay, so all right, just a Jobber and everyone else, right? So today we were trying to create something. We're trying to create this feature, the search feature in Flutterflow, right? So we did some manipulations, but it seems it wasn't really clear. Okay, so I will try to explain it again, just briefly, so that we can understand it, at least the basic structure. So let's start from what we are looking at. Okay, so um, if you want to create, if you want to create the search feature here, now you see that um, this particular item here, like what we are seeing here, this is something that comes from a list view, right? Yeah, it comes from a list view. And I know you can easily create this kind of scenario, right? By querying the database, like querying your backend to get you this result. We have already created the schema. We created a collection here, cities in Firebase. Then we created 3 documents and we created all of this. I know you know how to query this information out from Firebase and see it in Flutterflow. I know you know how to do that, but I think the number one confusing part in the whole thing is the whole idea of app state. Yes, I think that's like the major problem. Now, when I go ahead and when I create the way search features works is when a user types in a search term here and searches, he is supposed to get a result, like a list, if at all. Yeah, basically a list, right? Supposed to get a result, a list. Now, for 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 Flutterflow to be able to remember the all the documents that are inside that list that corresponds to the logic, that corresponds to how we search for something, like we search for stuffs in our application, it has to store it locally in the device, in the device memory. Not like it's not storing it per se, but it holds it temporarily, right? And it keeps changing. Now, so where does it, for us to get this kind of scenario out from the database, right? We have to query it and say, okay, query collection, select the collection name, and maybe do filters and all of that. So, but now in this case, we had to create an app state. So the best way I can explain what an app state is let's go to app state, right? So it says it defines variables you want to store on the devices across different pages. You can enable storage on devices by clicking the persist toggle. Now, here, all right, you can store information in your user, the device of your user, but app state is not completely for you to just store it like should I say permanently or something, right? It is just for you to hold it temporarily, because when you type a search term here, it generates a string of like a list of results, and those lists of results, they are not stored in the database. They are held somewhere. Where are they held? They're held in the app state. Okay, so that's like how I understand it. And that's the best way I can explain it to you. So they are held in this app state. And if you understand the whole app state scenario, right, then you will understand what we are doing all through. And then the next thing is the idea of true and false. Now here, right, the app state is, we give the app state a name. This is like, just assume this is the collection name. All right, so this is the collection, just like you have a collection in what is it called, in Firebase, right? So you give your collection a name, right? And then you select the data type of the collection, right? Okay, so now, so assume this is a collection name and this is the data type and it's true or false. Okay, and then these documents, technically they are still documents that are stored in this app state, right? They are not broken down, into name, description and all that. They are held in one single file that can either be true or false. So if it is true, that means that thing does exist. If it's not true, that means it doesn't exist. So just assume that this is like the collection scenario, right? Then the next thing you need to understand is you need to understand that uh okay, what else can I explain here? Now you need to also understand the next thing, which is the conditional visibility of this list view. Now, when a user is not searching for something, right, this list view is showing something just like this. It just shows the results, all right, just like this, as if you're querying from the database, right? But now when you finally search for something, okay, let's say Abuja, it brings another result that only comes when the app state scenario in our application is true. All right, because what we did was that we made sure that this only shows when our app state is false, like the nothing is coming out from the app state is false, right? So when it's finally true, it now brings out something, like it brings out something like this, and then we don't see the other one again because this is true. And then what else can I explain here? I think I will just like think about a simpler way. Like I will create another class for this. I'll think about a simpler way, like a way simpler way to really, really explain this, because it's a very important aspect of your of every application, right? So the very first step we did was we created the project in Firebase, of course, and then created the collection in Firebase, then created also in Flutterflow. Then we went ahead and then queried the entire page here, because we want to show what is it called, we want to basically just show the information that is found here, right? So we want to show the information that is found in this, for this particular page, right? So we did some querying. If you come here, you see that we did some backend query. We did query the collection. The collection was cities, list of documents, and we left it like that, right? Now that one is normal stuff, because we want to get the information we want to see here is supposed to be from the database. Then the next thing we did was we now went ahead and then gave conditional visibility to our what is it called, to our list view. And so we did it here. We did those things here. So this one shows when search active is not active, like when this particular the app state is false. So you see here, not search, this exclamation mark means not, that means it is not yet true, that means it's false, right? So when it is finally true is this particular list view, because here in this one we went ahead and then made it such that it is true. Like you see, the exclamation is not on this side anymore. Then when we did that, when we did that, we also went ahead and did something, right? We did some generation of children from variable, because we're not doing a direct query from the database for this particular list view. We're not doing it the way we used to do. So we went ahead after creating the app state, which is where we want to store the data temporary, right? We now went ahead and created, like, started generating children from a variable. All right, and we gave the variable a name, and then we selected the source, like the original source of the variable. All right, and that was city's document. Then after that, we've already set it for these. Then what else did we do? We went ahead and what else did we do? We did this, then we also did for this. Then we now went ahead and did some conditioning for the search field. Okay, before we did that, what we now finally did is we made sure that we did set the state, like we update the app state. When a user loads this particular page, we update the app state to become false. Like, actually, I think by default it is always false. Yeah. So, but just to make sure that everything is good, we just make it false at once. So we update the app state, which is our what we created here, right? And then we set it as false. And then that simply means when the user goes to the page the very first time, he will see all the results and needs to go ahead and then search first. So those are like the basic thing. Okay, then last one is just the part that we had to go ahead and add a simple search to search for documents, choosing from cities documents and checking the field name. And then the search term here is the text field that the user gets to type in the keyword, and that's it. Then after doing that, update the app state again and make it false, because as at the time that you click to search it, all right, that's this particular part, you have already since you're searching for it, you have like changed the app states to true so that things can start showing. So that's like the simple explanation on it. But one of the things that I will do is I will try to see how I can create a simpler a simpler explanation. Like I will create another class. What I will do is I will find another scenario and explain what app state is all about, right? Then from there you will now really be able to understand what we were doing. Yeah. So I think I will do that. I think maybe we can arrange that for tomorrow's class. Okay. All right. So Delphin, I encountered a glitch in my dating app and would need help, please. Okay. So I'm going to drop the link to the studio. Yeah. And guys, please, the labs will just be for 30 minutes. So we'll be done by 9:30. Okay, so just be for 30 minutes. Excel, welcome. Bethan, welcome. Blessing, welcome. Welcome everyone. Peter, welcome. Why not make a video instead of a class? Okay. You want me to make a recorded video instead of a class? Okay, if I make a recorded video, I will be able to like offer detailed explanation, though the video will be longer. Okay, I will consider that option and do that. Right, so I will consider that option and do that. Okay, but we will have my videos are explanatory. Okay, all right. Thank you for that. So I will check it out. I will try to see how I can use the I'll use the weekend to create it. And meanwhile, um next week, right? I think I've already talked about it. Next week we're going to be focusing on how to use Flutterflow to create web applications, like responsive web applications, because um I don't want you guys to just be building mobile apps alone. Your clients might actually need a web application too. So next week all through we'll be focusing on building web applications with Flutterflow. And of course it's not so different. It's just some basic things that we just need to tune. Yeah, just the design, like the interface, right? That's all. And then being able to know how to create your screen such that when they're using a mobile phone, it can be mobile responsive, right? So that's like it. So yes, Betan, I will create a video and I will try and make it available. And okay, so Delphine, I had dropped a link to the stream yet. Let me drop it again. So you can try to click the link and join the studio and then share your screen. So I can check out the glitch you have in the dating app and see how we can help. Okay, I'll be waiting. And then also, if anyone else has another issue, the person could just like please kindly just drop it as a comment and we can look at it, right? We can just look at it. But we will close in by 9:30, please. It was just going to be a 30 minutes lab. Yeah, really short. I like doing this thing just to stay consistent, right? Because the whole idea is to be consistent. Sincerely, I almost dropped a comment on the group that we shouldn't have the lab, but I don't like breaking consistency. So yeah, just Joba, please, what's your question? Yeah, just Joba, I'm calling on to you. So what's your question? Okay, so just a job. I was expecting you to ask the question. No one is asking any question. Uh, okay, seems we don't have any other question. When I run my dating app, I notice my logo doesn't show completely. Can you present it? Like, can you join the studio and show me or and show all of us so that we can just see it? Because I don't understand. The reason for the lab is so that you can show it, like show the problem. The way you're saying it, I have no idea what it is. Can you join the studio and then share your screen so that I can also see what is happening on your application? Is it convenient for you to join the studio right now? Okay, so um okay, Delphin is here. Delphin, you have the same issue you had the last time. The mic is not connected. Microphone is not connected. Just a just a Joba, you're having network issues. Sorry about that. Delphin network is also messing things up for you. I'm sorry about that, guys. Trying to join. All right, Delphin. I'll wait a little longer, but please we'll close by 9:30. I wish I understood what you asked, like the glitch. I don't think it's possible to add images to this. I encountered this issue. Okay, Crispin. How did you fix the issue? Since you said you encountered same issue, how did you fix it? Delphin, did it work? This one you're saying thanks. Did it work? Like, have you been able to get a solution to it? Okay, guys. Delphin, I don't know. Can you say whether you have been able to fix it? Okay, you're still trying to join again. Okay, it's still showing here device not connected. Like, they will need to connect their mic or cam before you can add them to the stream. Delphin is still telling me the same thing. Or Delphin, it seems you're still having the same problem. Um, what do we do? We are like 5 minutes to the end. Can you still join the stream? Is it possible? I think you're having issues with your network. Okay, Delphin, sorry about that. Keep trying. Okay. All right. Delphin, sorry about that. Okay, this is what we'll just do. We'll continue tomorrow. Like we'll try to figure it out tomorrow during the class, right? Yeah, it's okay. Maybe tomorrow then. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be the end of the labs. Today's lab didn't really hold. Okay, so no problem, guys. So we'll see tomorrow. Yeah, Delphin, it's okay. So we will see tomorrow during the regular class. Okay, we'll learn something new. But I have already made a promise, right? I will create a video explaining how to really do a search functionality, right? Yeah, a search functionality in Flutterflow. All right, guys, have a great night. Please try and just go through the tutorial again one more time and just practice. Okay. Good night, guys.